Yo, will you do your laundry with me? That's right. I'm just another gym guy, which means I'm just another guy that's got a shit ton of laundry done by the end of the week, washes it, then needs to fold it, has trouble folding it and putting it back like every other person who just lets it sit in the dryer. Sometimes it doesn't even make it to the dryer, let's be honest. Or it could be sitting on the bed, sitting in a corner, sitting in who knows where you leave your laundry. You just pick at it all week. Well, here on this show, we fold laundry. And we have a little bit of a reset as we start the new week. I'll just conversate, update you on things I've done, new things I've thought about, and hopefully you guys leave comments and I can talk to you next time. All right, so get your laundry. All right, I'll pretend you got your laundry. Did you get your laundry? I don't know. Maybe you're just cleaning. Anyways, here goes my little intro I always give. For my laundry, I use these 4x4 containers. I got them off of Amazon. I like to put my medium and small shirts inside them. You could also throw tank tops, socks, anything that's kind of small or can be folded very well. Then for my larger shirts, I like to use these types of containers. Let's see, you can fit about 10 shirts in there. And that gets me going, right? And finally, a calyx cubicle. No, I have the old cube, which actually fits 4 of those 4x4s in it, or a few of these. So you can really get super efficient with your clothes. Categorize them however you want. Label the cubes. Put them wherever you keep your cubes. I keep mine in my linen closet and under my bed, which I've talked about in other videos why I do that. Under the bed are all the go-tos, and in the linen closet are the other ones. And I like to kind of rotate in there so I get different clothes, different days. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, where's the laundry? Here we go. I'm going to grab my laundry because you grabbed yours, so it's kind of a fair trade. Just so you know, I am really doing laundry. First thing is something I don't fold that just got in there that's part of a costume. Where's Waldo? So I'm just going to throw that to the side for now. Anyways, so it's the end of the week. It's time to reset. Maybe reflect on some things that happened during the week. Think about, well, if it's positive, that's awesome sauce. If it's a negative, think about how you can improve it. How are we going to go into this next week? We're going to go into this next week positive as fuck. That's what we're going to, fuck that shit. Everyone always telling you to be positive. But we'll go in there medium. How about that? I'm not expecting you to go into the next week jumping off the walls, high off caffeine and other drugs. I'm just saying we're going to go in there medium. Just gonna, like that person that shows up, doesn't get too loud, but they were there. Yo, man, you should have been at that. I was there. I had my fun. Medium. So yeah, I like to treat this as a reset. I say that on other videos, but it's true. So I'll say it again. We're just resetting for the week. We're getting our clothes done, doing something we don't want to do together. Some updates on me. So I've been doing the winter arc cut, but then the winter arc cut basically turned into a winter arc maintain. For those that don't know, like when you work out, when you go through a cut cycle, you're on diet to lose weight and keep as much muscle as you can. When you go through a bulk, you're trying to gain as much muscle as you can without gaining as much fat. And then when you're maintaining, that's when you're just in between. You're not trying to gain or lose. You're trying to get your body to just get stable at the number you're at. Because when your body's stable at a certain number for a certain amount of weeks, that becomes like its checkpoint if it was a video game. So once you're at that checkpoint, now the body's always going to want to fight to get back to that point. So when you're losing weight, it'll fight you to try to gain it back up. But if you start kind of messing up and gaining weight, it'll also help you and fight you and try to stop you from gaining weight. Pretty cool how our bodies work, even though it sucks that it fights you when you're trying to lose weight. But yeah, so started as a winter cut. I filmed all those videos. I have more that I never even edited and put up. But then just at a certain week, I was hungry or something happened and I started eating more like a maintain. Plus my body was already going through a recomp because I had gone so long without having a steady workout and diet schedule. I was losing weight and gaining muscle. So this entire time for the past 8 weeks now, probably, I've been gaining muscle for sure. I just didn't lose like a shit ton of fat that I would have loved to lose. Well, actually, I don't know. I have a DEXA scan on Monday. DEXA scan is where you lay on this machine and they scan your body and you're able to see how much muscle and fat and your bone density and stuff like that. Nothing's 100% accurate, but this is supposed to be like one of the most accurate things we have right now. I did a DEXA scan before I started this whole winter arc cycle, so I'm going to be able to compare the two, and that'll be a pretty cool video that I could film. But yeah, talking about videos, updates, I haven't been doing many updates on there because it's like, I don't know what to say. I failed. I did not cut. And that bothers me because it makes me feel like a failure. But one of the things I'm trying to learn and ingrain in my head is we got to give ourselves more grace. Or I guess if you're like me and how I'm sitting here like, I'm a failure, really we should be giving ourselves more grace for the things we do. Because there's a billion people who don't even get started, don't try, don't even think about trying to do whatever it is you're doing or better themselves. So like in a way, just thinking about something is a step, is, hey, you did it. Plus, we don't all have a ton of energy during the day. Look up spoon theory. I'm a spooner. I really am a spooner. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get in my bed, you're going to get spooned. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, in spoon theory, it's basically saying we have so much energy throughout the day. Some people who fall into this category have so much energy during the day, everything takes away from that energy. The energy is calculated in what we call spoons. And you can end up exhausted, frustrated, all kinds of stuff when you use them all. You know, like mentally it affects you, physically it affects you. I've been learning a lot about that and trying to integrate it into my life so that I can even things out. Like, let's say, lifting wise, I always felt like I got to make it through the whole lift, which you should do. But if you damn well know that you're too tired, too stressed, too whatever, and that if you do this one lift you got to do, like that's it, game over, you're going home, but you still had 3 or 4 other ones. And the trade off would be, or you could skip this one lift that just drains you more, stresses you more, and get the other 4 lifts in. Do the other 4 lifts. Come back next time and make up on that one lift when you're fresh. There you go. You still get it all in the same week. That's just one way of thinking. That's talking about like working out, but it really works like for your whole damn day. Like technically it takes us energy just to wake up and do our morning routine, get ready, the basics. I don't know if some people just do it all and don't feel it, but I definitely feel it. Like I definitely feel when you're like, oh, all right, time to shower. I love being clean and taking showers, but sometimes you're just so tired and it's like, oh, okay, I got to do this. I got to do that. I just did these 10 adult basic things. I don't even feel like doing the next thing. If you can relate, then you're probably a spooner. We only got so many. Once you realize that you are working with a certain set number of energy before you become aggravated, tired, or whatever happens to you, I would say for me, I've noticed all of the above lately, like when I overdo it. Sometimes you just got to redirect that energy at something else, something a bit more fun, something maybe a bit easier, maybe something you got to do on your phone. I notice that too. So I get more done because like I'll stop doing the demanding thing that is just draining me. Like I'll put that off until I feel good enough to begin that again tomorrow or whenever. But I want to stay productive. So I'll do the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Or it really sucks when you feel like I can't find anything to do. Maybe you need to get some sleep. But yeah, so per my update, I think I've been getting better at using spoons, getting a lot done. I remodeled my bathroom. I remodeled my guest bedroom. And redid the dining room, which if you saw that video, which video was it? I believe the video where I talk about it's educational. Darn, I'm dropping the ball. I can't remember my own videos to shout them out in the videos. Too much on my mind. But yeah, I already shot a video in the dining room. I didn't like how it came out, so I need to figure out a better way of shooting in there. In my dining room, I have like a cabinet of curiosities. I have a bunch of different bookshelves, like movie props, memorabilia, anime stuff. A lot. It's like a little museum. Everything's mostly brown though, so I don't know. It looks weird when you shoot in there. Other than just spoons. Talking about spoons, have you guys heard of DBT? DBT is like a teaching to help people, mostly neurodivergent people, with just getting through life because our brains operate differently than, I guess, the normies. I'm not a normie. Sometimes neurodivergent people just care too much, have the largest hearts, but it can mean a lot if you look it up. one of the skills that we learned, or one of the things that we learned in DBT, was mindfulness. Mindfulness is being grounded when, like, whenever shit's happening, like becoming grounded in the moment. So of course, as soon as I was told, like, mindfulness is paying attention to the now, I was like, you just hit me with that Yoda. Remember when Yoda's telling Luke, your ass is always looking to the future. You need to keep your mind on where you are and what you're doing. That's exactly what mindfulness is. A lot of us are looking in the future, which is just giving us worries and shit that ain't even happening. Or we're looking in the past, which we can't fucking change. So it's like the past brings you depression, the future brings you anxiety. Dude, sometimes you just gotta chill in the now and let that shit come when it comes. And that shit back there, sometimes you just gotta let it go. And I don't know, my mind automatically contradicts me. It's like, not if it, I guess, if the shit in the past involves someone else and you probably need to tell their ass sorry, you should tell their ass sorry. But otherwise, let it go. It's like, I don't really try to use the skills that I learned. Like, I don't wake up today and go, I'm gonna be mindful. I'm living in the moment. But I've noticed that just with the way my mind works and the way I have super high anxiety and everything, it does help that I know it exists and I know other people are going through the same thing, and that there's whole books and everything on DBT and the different skills to cope with it. So like, I'm not alone. I'm not a weirdo. And it makes me realize certain things that are happening within the moment. And I've seen myself adjusting without setting out to adjust, which is pretty cool. If you ever have a chance to learn about DBT, I would recommend it. And mindfulness is just like the tip of the iceberg. Because people with DBT get bored so easily, which means you probably already turned this off if you have it. They learn differently. They'll jump around the book, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool because the book I got on it was made that way. So you can just like start off any lesson anywhere. But they do recommend you start off with mindfulness because you kind of always have to grab yourself out of whatever situation. Like if you're arguing with someone or you're getting hot-headed or mad at whatever happened at the grocery store, what happened with so-and-so driving, what happened with your significant other, like it's a bit more than just being the bigger man. You know, it's just like realize what's happening in the moment, what's actually in your control and what's not, and just like fizzle that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like if the candle's burning, you're like one of them people that are like, oh fucking shit, man. But no, it teaches in detail like different skills you could use. My go-to is box breathing, which before I even learned DBT skills, I knew about box breathing, and it's still a go-to for mine. For me, it helps me sit there and get my mind out of the situation. Because I'll start being like, I'm gonna breathe 4-4-4. Hold it for 4. Wow, well, I could do 5, but I think it's been 6. All right, bring up. Man, I wonder if I could hold it for 8. The way my mind works, like it turns into a game. Next thing you know, I'm not even thinking about whatever started me off box breathing. This is one of my new favorite shirts. It's Lionel from the Thundercats. My friend at the Shape Fitness made it. What's pretty cool is the shirt hasn't released yet. This was kind of like a sampler, so I could show it off and hopefully some people get hype. And when it comes out, they go get it. Or go check out the shit he has on his site now. The Shape Fitness. Gosh, now I just want to talk to you guys about DBT skills. Have you looking it up? Another big portion of it is like setting boundaries, being graceful with yourself. Like I always feel guilty. Like I can't have fun. It makes me feel guilty. Like I gotta get this other shit done. I gotta get this done. I gotta get that done. I don't even remember what's fun for me anymore. Like it goes through that, talks to you about it, gives you different skills you could use. Like I definitely have trouble giving myself grace. Like I'll be on my feet all day getting things done. At the end of the day, I'll be like, I'm a fucking loser. I didn't do shit today. And I did do shit. I just didn't do whatever the shit is that's bugging me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like the highest anxiety thing. Dang. I should have brought the book. I could have showed you guys. I could have put slides up. Oh man, there's this one lesson that's really cool where it shows you a bunch of like values, I guess, like different types of values that people have, like just the words or whatever you want to say. And you look at like all this list and you see which ones kind of like pertain to you in some way. And you like, there's so much shit on there. You're going to find stuff that pertains to you, right? Like different values. And then you take a second and you think like, am I living my values right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, did at some point I become detached from the stuff that I value as being important? It makes you think. It lets you know you're not just some wacko. You're a wacko in a group of wackos. But yeah, definitely, if you just happen to be watching this and folding laundry or listening to me talk, and you know what DBT is, tell me something you like about it. I specifically said, tell me something you like about it. I don't need to hear complaining about DBT. Because I already personally know, like, I saw it work. I've seen this stuff work on, like, over 10 people. I pause there. I'll probably edit that part out. Because I'm trying to think of the other things. I wish I would have brought the book. There's, like, it's not so much that it's overwhelming, but there's just really cool skills in there to think about for everyday life. And just always remember, you can't change someone else. So, like, that's out of your control. If you're in an argument with someone or someone's being stupid in some way, all you can do is, like, give them your ultimatum. You don't really need to even, I always thought, like, I get into an argument with someone, I got to sit there and argue back and forth, giving them, like, but blah, 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 but blah, blah, blah. But, like, in reality, it's like, respect yourself enough to know that you don't need to do that unless you want to. But then it depends the type of person you're talking to, because sometimes you'll talk to someone and, like, they're not going to understand what you're saying no matter what, no matter how logical you talk. You know what I mean? And so you're like, well, what do I do in that situation? It's like, well, you tried, you accept it, and you end that conversation. Or you go into a battle of wits. You go into it knowing these things already. And then once you hit a certain point where, like, I'm not going to get my point across, you're just like, hey, it's all good. If you think 1 + 1 = 3, fine. But I need to go hang out elsewhere for a second. You're probably wondering, why am I wearing a dress shirt today? Well, to be honest, I would be totally shirtless in all these videos if I had the confidence to do it. So that's why I'm wearing this, because I have less than normal confidence. Normally I could at least wear a tank top, but I guess I'm not feeling too confident. I really do need to start a cut, and I need to stick to that cut. I'm almost done. How are you guys doing? Keep folding, 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 folding. Did he just reference Limp Bizkit? Wonder if Limp Bizkit's on the OD station by now. Limp Bizkit and Korn. Korn's still putting out music. That's pretty dope. Reps in reserve. That's the video that I made, where I made it in the dining room area. And then later on, when I made the short, I was like, wow, I could have really said all that in less than a minute and a half. I haven't been posting as much lately because I'm like in between different medications and a bunch of life stuff. You know how sometimes you get hit with like, why am I even doing the thing I'm doing? Well, apparently I'm still doing this, and I'm doing it for like the 10 people who watch my shit. One of those views is probably me. Well, yeah, obviously. I would hope that they only count you as being a view the first time you see it, or I might just find out I'm all 10 of my motherfucking views. I fucked up with that beat. No, I know I'm not. Some of my friends watch, and that's really cool. They watch because they're like, we need to keep tabs on him. Make sure he hasn't totally lost his shit. I lost my marbles. Have you not seen my latest shorts where I'm just going crazy? I try to put the crazy shit at the front now because I also double and use these videos on TikTok. Not these videos, obviously folding laundry, but like the shorts or whatever. Not a big TikToker. More of a, I'm going to post this and then I'm going to walk away. Instagram's more of like, I'm going to post this and then I'm going to stalk everyone and see who actually looked at my photo and liked it. Then secretly hold a grudge against the people that don't. No. Well, that's it. I just got socks in there now, baby. Which means it's time to slide all up in your DMs. No, time to slide these sweatpants into the cube. Tucked into the cube. Like some Invader Zim type shit. That one didn't go in right. You know what I do with the ones that don't go in right? Instead of trying to restack all this and slide them in, I just say, fuck it, I'm wearing these tomorrow. Like, that's right. That's what I do. Any clothes that don't make it where they needed to by the end of laundry, they did not make it to their destination. I'm like, fuck it, I'll wear it tomorrow. And if it's more than one clothing article, like I'll put it like next to my sink just so like those are the first two things I'm wearing this week or whatever. Because sometimes it's a bitch to like get it back wherever it goes, depending on how organized you are. But yeah, I'm done. I talked to you guys about some DBT stuff. Definitely look it up if you're into it. Gave you a little bit of my life chat and how I didn't really get the cut. I'm going to have my DEXA scan on Monday. I'm definitely going to make a video from that comparing the two scans and coming clean to the general audience that I just failed. I mean, I think I did gain a lot of, like, I think the DEXA is going to be positive, but in terms of like, hey, I'm going to totally cut, that didn't happen. And so yeah, thanks for folding laundry with me or doing whatever it was you were doing while I was doing this. I hope you have a great time. I hope you give yourself some grace. You know what I'm saying? Life's hard. It's way too complicated to stress any decision that you've made. Could have went either way, right? So chill. Get ready for that next week. Get some good sleep so you can wake up, power through, do some adulting, do some kidding, some kidding. That doesn't even sound right. Do some adulting, but also stay young at heart. There you go. Stay young. Stay young. Is that going to be our catchphrase now? Stay young. No, the catchphrase is Snap City, Snap, Snap City, Snap City. I made some designs for Snap Shitter for Snap City. I was thinking about putting them on shirts and selling them for profit, like not for profit, for charity, like non-profit type deal, but I don't know. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm just another gym guy, and you're a great person, so don't forget that. Peace.